They say Britain is full, the borders are broken, the hotels are overflowing, the public is angry. But what if this isn't failure? What if it's a business model? Behind every headline there's a contract, behind every outrage an invoice. What looks like failure is profit by design. The crisis Britain sees on the streets is the same one its elites profit from behind closed doors. This is state of corruption, the migration industry. Who's getting rich off Britain's border crisis? Britain now spends more than £8 million every single day housing asylum seekers in hotels. 400 hotels across every region of the country, from city centres to seaside towns, converted into temporary accommodation.
The government doesn't manage these hotels, private contractors do. 3 companies dominate the system: Serco, Mears Group and Clear Springs Ready Homes. They handle the accommodation, the food, the transport and the invoices.
Each asylum seeker costs up to £150 a night to house. Multiply that by 100,000 people, 365 days a year, and you understand why failure pays. Because the longer they wait, the more the companies earn.
Inside many of these hotels, conditions are far from humane. Families confined to single rooms, cold meals, broken heating, infestations, and no access to work or education. Yet, the bills keep arriving on time.
Since 2019, these contracts have generated more than £3.5 billion. Clear Springs' profits jumped 15-fold. Serco reported record government revenues. In the asylum system, inefficiency isn't punished, it's rewarded.
The hotel economy isn't designed to end, it's designed to grow. The longer the crisis lasts, the deeper the pockets of those who manage it.
Why don't they just send them back? It's the question shouted in every tabloid, every comment section. But the answer isn't simple. It's structural.
Britain can't simply deport people on arrival. Under international law, the 1951 Refugee Convention, every claim must be assessed. Non-refoulement means no one can be returned to danger, no matter the political noise.
But the system meant to assess these claims has collapsed. More than 100,000 people are waiting, some for years. In that limbo, they can't work, can't study, and can't leave. The longer the delay, the larger the bill.
The government solution? Deportation to Rwanda has cost £240 million. No flights have left. Not one person relocated. A policy that exists on paper, paid for in full.
The bureaucracy grinds on. The hotels stay full and the public pays twice, once in money and again in trust. Every night, the same clockwork economy repeats. 100,000 asylum seekers, £150 per head, £8 million a day, flowing straight from the treasury into private accounts.
Behind the payments are a handful of firms: Serco, Mears Group, and Clear Springs Ready Homes. They hold the power not through ownership of property, but through ownership of contracts.
In this system, delay means profit. Every postponed application, every extended stay adds another payment cycle. A business that thrives on inefficiency has no incentive to end it.
Clear Springs Ready Homes, once a small property management firm, now makes more than £26 million a year from asylum housing. Its owner, Graham King, is also a registered donor to the Conservative Party.
Public money funds private profit. Private profit funds political access. And political access ensures the money never stops. A perfect circle. Financed by failure.
When billions in public contracts are handed to private firms, influence is inevitable. The same executives cashing government checks are quietly funding the very parties that sign them.
In recent years, executives from firms like Clearsprings, Serco and Mears have attended party conferences, policy briefings and closed-door roundtables, the very spaces where contracts are shaped.
The donations may be legal, but legality isn't the point. It's access. When firms profiting from crisis can buy proximity to power, democracy becomes just another contract.
And the press rarely ask why. Many outlets covering the crisis are funded by the same advertisers, companies with government contracts.
This is the heart of Britain's migration industry, where crisis, contracts and politics merge. The question isn't how this happened. The question is whoever meant for it to stop.
The migration industry doesn't stop at Britain's borders. Across Europe, the same model thrives. Public money, private contracts, political connections. From the Mediterranean to the Balkans, crisis has become currency.
Europe's border agency, Frontex, has become the continent's most powerful security institution. Its budget has grown by over 1,000% in a decade. Yet its reputation is marked by abuse, pushbacks and cover-ups.
The same companies that profit in Britain operate across Europe, supplying detention facilities, surveillance software and border logistics. The border has become business.
Behind every billion-euro contract are human lives. People trapped between borders, between governments, between profit margins. The industry doesn't stop the suffering, it sustains it.
From London to Lampedusa, the pattern is the same. When crisis becomes profit, humanity becomes optional. Billions spent, thousands dead, millions displaced. Yet no one, not a single minister, executive or official, has been held accountable. When failure becomes profitable, accountability becomes obsolete.
When questioned, ministers point to the complexity. They call it an international issue, a global challenge, as if the contracts and donations are acts of nature, not policy.
Watchdogs issue reports, committees raise alarms, but without power to prosecute, they only document corruption. They don't stop it.
When government and contractors debate accountability, those trapped in the system leave it. Their lives on hold, their futures priced by the night.
The system isn't broken. It works, just not for you. Until accountability has a cost, corruption will always pay.
The revelations sparked outrage, but not reform. Public fury trended for a week. Politicians promised inquiries, and then silence.
Inside government, damage control began. Press teams drafted statements. Contracts were quietly renewed. The machine never stopped. It just learned to run quieter.
Months later, the same companies reappeared, sponsoring conferences, advising think tanks, shaping policy once more. In Britain, every scandal has an after-party.
The migration industry isn't a story of villains, it's a story of systems. Systems that reward delay, disguise profit as policy, and mistake corruption for competence. Subscribe for more investigations into the scandals, money trails, and power plays shaping our world. Because only by following the money can we expose the truth.